It's 5:26 right now, just ahead of the latest on the roads with Anushka. I'm going to talk about our guts because we're often told we need a healthy gut, but we don't usually think it could affect our personality. A new study has found that sociable people have a more diverse gut bacteria. Research is from the University of Oxford. It was led by Dr. Katerina Johnson. Katerina, hello to you.
Hello.
Wow. In some ways, it sort of makes sense, but tell me more about your study.
Yeah, exactly. So we have these phrases in our language like that gut feeling. So it's kind of intuitive in a way that maybe there is a strong link between our gut and our brain. And in fact, research in the past decade has found that our gut bacteria can affect the brain and behavior. So things like stress, anxiety, depression, and social behavior. So this is why I was interested to look in humans and see whether there are links between the types of bacteria living in our gut, which we call kind of the gut microbiome, and our personality traits.
Yes. So, what comes first, a personality trait or the bacteria? I can understand that they would have a chemical effect on your brain if they are present within your body.
Yeah, exactly. So this is one of the tricky things about research in this area because it's a two-way link. So we know that gut bacteria can affect the brain, but we know that also kind of our emotional state and mood can in turn affect our gut. So one of the interesting findings that I've had was that sociable people have a higher abundance of certain types of gut bacteria. And it was particularly interesting because actually previous studies had found that autistic people had a lower abundance of these bacteria. And there is some evidence, largely at the moment from studies in animals, that find that our gut bacteria can actually affect things like social behavior. And so it's kind of a whole new area of research at the moment that perhaps by changing the gut microbiome slightly in the future, we might be able to find new therapies for things like autism. But like you say, our mood can in turn affect our gut. And that was one of my interesting findings, that people who are stressed and anxious had a lower diversity. Nowadays in the modern world, we're all stressed and running around the whole time. And it's important really to think about our gut health, and perhaps we tend to overlook it, but it is really intrinsic to not only our physical health, but perhaps also our mental health as well.
Yes, because here's the question. It's sort of like a chicken or egg, isn't it? Could you guess someone's gut through their personality or someone's personality via their gut?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, ultimately, that would be really cool to be able to, completely know someone's personality. But really, if you think about it, there's so many different factors that affect our personality. About 50% of our personality is genetics. But obviously, our mood and how we feel is also affected by lots of external circumstances as well. But it's just one thing that now there's growing evidence that our gut can, affect how we feel. And so there's a lot of research at the moment also seeing whether, perhaps one day we might be able to have kind of adjunctive therapies for conditions like depression.
It's amazing, isn't it? It really is. It really does make sense. Mind you, that being said here, Katerina, I'm going to let you into a secret here. Anushka's just arrived. You gave up sugar, didn't you, January, and you were dead miserable.
I was. Katerina, it was the worst month of my life, so...
Really?
Yeah, hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those poor old bacteria. What have they ever seen out all that sugar fun?
Well, what our bacteria really love is fibre. So we know that fibre is super beneficial for our gut bacteria and gut health and promoting a diverse microbiome. So that's like the key thing in terms of diet. And one of the interesting findings I found actually was that diversity of the gut microbiome was positively related to people that had a diet high in natural sources of probiotics. So things like fermented cheese, sauerkraut, kimchi, and also a diet high in prebiotic fibre, which is in banana, grains, asparagus, onion, things like that, but not when they took it in supplement form. So it does suggest that these kind of natural foods that are good for our gut bacteria are beneficial for our gut as well.
That's what I have for breakfast every morning. No wonder I'm such a cheery chap.
Well, I was about to say, you and your sauerkraut over there every morning.
Really? Do you have sauerkraut?
I do, yeah. With my bran flakes.
I tried it once, but then...
you should... Don't give up on it there, Katerina. Never give up on it. Anyway, really good to speak to you. Have a good day as well, you and your gut. I like Katerina. She come back again?
She can. She didn't put chocolate bars on the list, though. I'm not impressed.
No, it's not healthy enough. Those bacteria.
BBC Radio Berkshire.